Hey everybody, Tasha the Travel Nerd here. Time to check in. We are just a little over a month away from our trip to Punta Cana over Memorial Day weekend. We have our final payment dates coming up, so um, 2 weeks exactly from today. So Sunday, April the 20th. If you still have a balance that needs to be paid in full by that date, if it's not paid in full by that date, it automatically will be canceled on that following Monday. So just make sure you follow up. You can hit the blue button on any invoice that you've received or reminder email that you've received to pay your final balance. So, all of that aside, I wanted to talk about some things that you guys may need to know so that you can get prepared packing wise if it's any things that you need to purchase. So I wanted to try to touch base with everyone a little time before we actually take off. So two things for sure that I know will be going on. We do have our private boat party that we will be doing on Sunday. There's no like specific dress code. I don't know if folks are interested in doing that. If y'all know me, I try not to do anything where I have to dictate what folks wear. So it's no dress code or whatnot, but I do suggest that you definitely wear a bathing suit. Even if you think you're not gonna get in the water, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. Bring a bathing suit. Not bring a bathing suit. Wear a bathing suit. And if you do plan on getting wet, definitely have some type of cover up or a change of clothes, maybe some dry shorts or something, a t-shirt to put on when you're done. If you don't want to stay wet, I would make sure I have a towel with me, a hat, um, and swim shoes. So this is not just for the boat party, but just in general. If you are going to go on the beach, and even if you want to go around the pool, the concrete can be hot. Um, and if you go on the sand is kind of rocky, so I wouldn't want to walk barefoot in it. And the one time that I went and had forgot my swim shoes, I seriously regretted it. So make sure you bring some swim shoes with you. The ones that attach to your feet. I'm not talking about no flip flops. Swim shoes, something that will stay on your feet when you're in the water. So that's a definite must have that I say on your list. Also, the resort has a white party. I believe that's on Monday evening. So if you want to participate in that, the white isn't mandatory. It's not like they're not going to let you in. But if you want to participate in the festivities, be sure to bring you something white for their white party. Okay, as far as other items that I suggest you pack and bring with you, some type of thermos or insulated cup. Um, it is an all-inclusive resort, so a lot of the little frozen drinks and whatnot, or even if you just want something with ice in it, that stuff will melt really quick. So having some type of thermos or insulated cup of some type is a game changer. So I would definitely bring one of those, and they typically will fill that for you when you go to the different bars. Um, Bring some type of waterproof pack or case or bag or whatnot for your phone and whatever little personal belongings you might want to have with you, especially like when we go on a boat trip or if you're going down to the pool or you go off on some other types of excursions. That can be something good to have. I already talked about the swim shoes. Make sure you bring some tennis shoes. Now, the resort that we're staying on, it is three different resorts all together. All right, we are on a resort with the water park. It's the Splash Resort. Um, so we are right behind the Punta Cana Resort. That's the one that's up on the beach. So basically, it's a little walk. They have a trolley that'll take you around there too. That's always coming around. But if you're a person that's just out and you walking, I would have some tennis shoes with me. Just regardless, you end up doing a lot of walking on these resorts. So definitely have some comfortable shoes to wear when you're walking around the resort. Sunscreen. Bring your sunscreen. Bring your sunscreen. Bring your sunscreen. It is super expensive over there. Like $40 for a container of sunscreen. So make sure you bring your sunscreen. And I'll talk about the size in a minute, but sunscreen is something that you definitely want to bring. I would bring some insect repellent, your off or whatnot, skin so whatever you use, some type of insect repellent. I like to bring a portable speaker with me, so when I want to listen to my music, I can. Um, I suggest bringing like a fanny pack or some type of beach bag so that, when you're moving about the resort, you can have your belongings and something. It can be very, like your phone and different things like that. What else? Neck fan or handheld fan. I'm sure most of y'all who know me have seen these at one point or time, but these can be great for when it gets hot and you need a little extra breeze. I would suggest that. Also, what else did I have on my list? Okay, hat, sunshades, of course. Um, Pool floats. So the little cheap ones, like you can go to the dollar store or something, the cheap pool floats. But I recommend bringing those. Like if you just want the little ring to sit in while you're in the pool. But what really is a game changer is the kind of like bed, that little floating bed kind of thing you can lay on. Those are good because if people done took up the pool chairs, you can take that and lay it on the lawn and put your towel on it and lounge on that if you want to. So it can double as a little lounger for you. So don't forget your pool floats. Swim cover up, especially for my ladies. You cannot go running them bodies half naked up up into the buffet in the different restaurants. Yeah, I know we by the water park, but they still are going to require that you at least have a little cover up on when you go into the eating area. So I suggest making sure that you have something like that with you so that you can have easy access to the food areas. Um, Lastly, any medications that you take, prescriptions, of course, you want to make sure you have your prescription medications. But think about things that you might need that you probably just have at home, just in case, like gas, pain, stomach pills, allergy pills. If you have a couple of those, just on deck, just in case, that's always helpful to have. And all right, so that's packing items for the most part. Now, everybody has their flights now. And for the most part, I have two people that's going to be flying standby. They got flight benefits, and I got two folks coming out of Pennsylvania. But the rest of us will all be on the same flights. So my folks that's coming out of the Maryland and DC, Maryland, Virginia, DC area, your flights have a layover in Atlanta, and when you lay over in Atlanta, you will meet up with us so that flight you get on in Atlanta is the same flight that my Atlanta folks my Atlanta folks will be getting on as well. So we will fly in together, and even my folks that are coming out of Pennsylvania, they will meet up with us at the same time at the airport. So we should all pretty much be meeting up together at the same time once we get to Punta Cana. But I want to talk about these flights. We're going to be on Frontier. And I know the last time folks that traveled with me, we did not do any budget airlines like Frontier and Spirit. So I just want to take a minute to make sure we understand what comes along with flying on Frontier. So one of the one thing is that the flights, when you get on there, the seats do not recline on Frontier. All right. And you don't get no free snacks or drinks, so you'll have to pay for those. So I just don't want nobody, upset, getting rowdy on the Frontier flight, because you don't have your normal perks that you used to, or they charging for stuff that you feel you normally get complimentary. Now most of the folks, except for the people that's coming with me, you were able to get the economy bundle. They were running a special, and you could get that economy bundle for free, which means you have a free personal item, you have a free carry-on, and you get to select your seat. All right. So make sure you select your seat, and understand what a personal item is. Okay. A personal item is like a purse. It can be a laptop bag, a briefcase, um, something small. All right. Now, you also can use, they say on the site, a child's backpack. They say a child's backpack because if you overstuff that bag, a regular size backpack, you're most likely not going to be able to get on with that. Okay, so I just want you to be real mindful and understand the sizes. So for a personal item, that is 14 inches wide by 18 inches tall and only 8 inches deep. So the width of the depth of it can only be 8 inches. So I want to show you an example. All right, like I told you, they say a child's backpack. This is my personal item that I usually take with me all the time. All right, it slides onto my little it slides onto my suitcase handles, and this is much smaller than what you can take, but I like it because I know I'm not going to have an issue when I get there. Let me show you. This is my husband's backpack. So he has taken his backpack before. Now this is a big full-size backpack, but let me show you. So remember we said that 8 inches, right? Width on the side. So here we got our 8 inches. You see if I come across here, it's part sticking out. So it's not meeting within there. So that means when you get there, you got to smash this bag in. You got to be able to smash it in and make sure it can fit in. They got a metal box. There is a metal box that you have to get your item down into. So if it's a backpack or a soft bag, it's got to be able to get in there. Okay, and if it can't get in there, I'm talking about wheels, I'm talking about handles, I'm talking about straps. Everything on that bag has to get inside that metal box. Okay, and if it doesn't, it's not considered a personal item, and they're going to charge you $100 for one way taking that bag. So I want to make sure that everybody is very clear and understand what a personal item is, because we ain't going to be fighting with the Frontier folks when we get to the airport, because we done brought this daggone bag that ain't it. It ain't fitting, okay? Another thing is, check that bag before you get to the terminal where you're going to board, okay? Check that carry-on bag as soon as you get in the airport. They'll have those little stands there, and make sure you can get your item in there, because Frontier will make you, they're going to have every single person put that bag inside that box. So don't think you're going to slide by. That's what they're going to do. So just want to make sure we clear on these personal bags. So I showed you my husband's backpack. Here's another. This bag is the same size as my husband's, but it doesn't have much in it. So you see this, it's going to fit within there, right? But I can't go and shove it full of a bunch of stuff and pack it out and then still use it, okay? So just be mindful of that if you're trying to use a book bag, a adult size book bag for your personal item. Be very, very mindful that you don't overstuff it. Okay, so I talked about the personal item, your carry-on bag. So carry-on bag has to be under 35 pounds, and it's 24 by 16 and 10 inches wide. So this is my carry-on bag I normally take, and let's see how this measures up. So I said 24 inches, right? So this is about, because the wheels count. Look, the wheels down there count too. All right, so I'm going to come down from them wheels, because those wheels got to fit in. Yeah, so I'm about at 22. So this is 22 inches. And then what is it, 16 wide? Where we at? Yeah, so I'm about 13 inches wide. And in depth, about 9 inches. All right. So just be mindful of this. I know this is under the limits, but just know that some of the bigger suitcases, especially if they have those roller balls on them, they might not fit for a carry-on bag. So Just be mindful of your dimensions on your bag. Frontier and Spirit, are very, very strict about their bag sizes. Um, if you have a check bag, if you paid for a check bag or you upgraded to a different bundle package, your check bag has to be under 40 pounds and it has to be 62 inches tall or less. So they don't even get into the width and all that. It just can't be over 62 inches tall. If you have a carry-on, which most of us are going to be doing carry-ons, again, be mindful of the limitations on what you can pack in a carry-on bag, especially when it comes to liquids, gels. Okay, this is all considered liquids. So liquids, gels, creams, paste, all of those have to be 3.4 ounces or less. The containers must be 3.4 ounces or less. So you can't have your 6-ounce tube of lotion, that just got a little bit left in it. If the container is larger, they're not going to let you bring it, no matter how much is in there. So 3.4 ounce containers or less, that's 100 milliliters or less. Amazon and some of the other places, they sell these little travel containers that you can get. Like this is one of mine that I have. I have a little set of these. I got about maybe 6 of them. But these are great. Like I was talking about the sunscreen. So you got them big containers of sunscreen. Unless you got a check bag, you can't put that big container of sunscreen in your check bag. Okay, unless you got you can't put the big thing in your carry-on. So if you don't have a check bag, you're going to need to take that big thing and maybe get you some containers like this and put your sunscreen in a few of these containers to bring with you if all you have is a carry-on. So wanted to make sure that everyone's mindful of the 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliter limitation. And it's the size of the container that matters. It does not matter if it's just a little bit in a big container. So just make sure you know that. No weapons, no sharp objects, in your carry-on, no flammable liquids and whatnot. But those are the main ones, okay? So hopefully, I think that covers most of the things I wanted to touch on. I will be doing a Zoom call with us a little closer to our dates just to touch base on some more stuff. Just make sure we're all ready, on board, have everything that we need. Check your passports. Make sure your passports, we're going in May, so that's June, July, August, September, October, November. So make sure those passports expire December of this year or later. Okay, they need to expire December of 2025 or later. So make sure you double check the expiration date on your passports if you haven't gotten them in the last couple of years. Okay. All right. Look forward to seeing you guys. Hit me up if you have any questions.